What's going on, YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. Got a package in the mail today from my main man, my brother from another mother, my brother of the blade, Cowboy C-Bop. And Cowboy C-Bop sent me a few things and he needs me to help him out with something. First, I'm going to show you a couple of things that he sent me. Told me not to be mad that it's Miami Dolphins colors, but it's all right. He went on this dolphin tour. And he picked up a couple of shirts and he said that this dolphin tour is completely worth it. So if you're ever down there in New Jersey and you happen to have a chance to take the Silver Bullet tour, he said it's very well worth it. So that's that. All right, I don't know what this is for, but he sent me this little skeleton. It's posable. So I'm going to do something with it. I'm going to find a way. He also sent me this. It's a deer skinner, and I believe that's the brand. It says caping knife and sheath. So this is what it is. It's a little guy. It's a little tiny knife, and it's got a little, looks like buffalo horn or something, handle on there, and you can see, especially in my hand, it's a little one. And now, where I would not have a lot of use for this in the field, this is one of those put it in the car knives for better get Mako moment where you have to give, Bigfoot a Mako makeover. Whew. So, Cowboy C-Bop, even though it's a little tiny guy, this thing will find some kind of use. Might actually have to throw a review on that. People can see what it's all about. I should probably put it back in the sheath because that's its home. You don't want to go to your home. There's a fly buzzing around here. There's a fly. I don't know why she swallowed that fly. Perhaps she'll die. All right, so put that back in there. That's definitely gonna go in the car. That's gonna be a Jeep take-along knife right there. So outside of that, we have the PatriotDeal.com tactical pen, right? So we're going to open that thing up right there. And it comes with this nice pen plus a separate ink cartridge. And let's see. Let's see if she works. Oh, the autograph is there. All right, so the pen works. The pen actually works pretty nice. Now, it's a tactical pen. So that makes it have to have one of two things. It has to either have some kind of blade, which it does not, or it has to have some kind of punch, which it absolutely does. And if you look at the end there, you will see that it has a punch. All right, that is not a pen tip, that is a punch tip. It's pretty decent too. It's a nice sharpened little punch tip. And the reason that we have knurling here, is so we can grab. So you can use this as a jabber, or you can use this as a pounder. You can use this as a window break. Anything that you're going to need it for. It does have a deep pocket clip, so you could pull this thing out of your pocket, spin it, and jab it into whatever Bigfoot is coming at you, or take down whatever car window you need to take down. Holding it in your foregrip, there's this groove in between here and here where you can really get a nice thumb lock. And pop, pop, you can hit a Bigfoot eye with that and absolutely blind him, and Jack's Links will need a new commercial. So it's grooved down here so it actually can write. So this is what it is. I'm going to show you this because instead of doing a review on this, there's pretty much not a review that needs to happen. You can see how it is. Let's see here. There you go. That's the Donnie B all day. So it's exactly what it is. It's a tactical pen. It's made of a metal material, and it's made strong, and it's made with an end that can do some kind of tactical damage or tactically save your life if you are in a wreck or somebody else is in a wreck and you need to save their life. You can break the window to punch them out. So all that stuff is, for me, it's mine, so you all can't have it. Thank you, Cowboy C-Bop. And here is the creme de la creme. Cowboy C-Bop's Gil Hibben Rambo 5, right? So he was using this and he took on a chip in here. Normally this isn't a recurve, it's just straight across. But what he did is he took in a chip and he found the best way to grind it out would be to grind this entire thing. So when he showed me online, I said, oh, Cowboy C-Bop, that's not so bad. It'll be all right. We could fix that. And now that I have it in my hand, I am wondering, my man, what did you do? Me and you got some fighting words coming at us. So the edge was reground, but it's not exactly triangular. It's almost octagonal because there is, you can see here, here there's a bevel, and here there's a bevel, and then here there's a bevel. So you have 6 bevels on there, and then what's on there you can see is ground in waves. So basically what he needs, and you can see how thick that edge is. That is a very, very thick edge, which it is a machete. So you don't need a nice razor edge, but it's got to be a little bit better. Now, I mean, this is thick all the way up too. So basically the only beveling is like boom right there. It's a micro bevel, and it's kind of hollowed and not even. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to have to fix this edge as best I can with what I have and see if I can't get this to look smooth and pretty. At least grind down some of the secondary and third bevel. Now the grind angles are way different on both sides, and one looks like it's about 7 degrees, which Cowboy C-Bop, remember the smallest you're probably going to want is like an 18, but this looks like it's about 7. It's barely pitched. And then this one over here looks like it's about a 20 to 22 degree on this side. So what we want to do is get them both to about that. So I can see that the right side of the blade is going to need a lot more grinding than the left. The left one's just going to have to be all honed up nice and pretty. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this and we are going to get that straight for my man, Cowboy C-Bop. So I think what I'm going to do now is actually go and just get a sanding on it so I can try to get an even plane and see what I have to work with outside of that. The rest is going to be money in the bank. It's going to be exactly how it is. Now, he did a rewrap on the handle, as you can see. This orange wrap, it's nice and cushy, nice and soft. Did a good job. The only thing is, when you're doing a wrap, make sure if you have, right here, you can see where the tang comes into the actual blade. You want to try and get this gap closed a little bit. So if you're ever rewrapping or if you're doing another handle, that way this right here doesn't catch your hand and cut you up. Because if I'm swinging this way and I pull back, these corners are going to dig me out. So what I might do for you, Cowboy C-Bop, is I might just taper this a little bit and round it out so you don't kill your hand on this piece right here. Outside of that, it's going to be the basics. We're going to go and we're going to hit it. Now you did, I notice, get a big fat grind in here, but it's so high up that I'm not going to be able to get the whole thing out. It will look a little better, but we will do what we can. And I can feel, if I move my hand like this, all I feel is steel. Like, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear. Hold on, let's see. You can hear my fingernail catch. That fingernail's catching right here. You hear that? That means there is steel that is flapped over on both sides of the edge all the way down. So that we're going to get rid of. And we're just going to make it a more appealing swing. It's still going to be a machete edge. It's not going to have that razor's edge, but it's definitely going to be better than what we have. All right, let me go get some work done. Hold on now. All right, so the first thing I'm doing is I got a belt going and I'm just taking off those little ridges just so I can get a better base. See where I'm going to be going here, and I'm going to use about a 20-degree angle just to get off all that stuff there, just to get it started here. And pretty simple. All right, so now I can run my fingers on it without, you see my thumbnails can't catch on anything now, right? There's no click. And what that's going to do is just start to smooth out the side, and it's going to give me a point where I can start from. Now you'll notice this side, see how far down this bevel comes right here? And on this side, there's pretty much none. That means I got to take a bunch out of this side to try and catch up. So I'm going to have to put that on a stone and try to get that going from there. But there's a whole lot that needs to be taken off of here to match up the other side. So I think I might have to fire up the stone, and if I can just fire up the stone and start grinding some more. You can see I got a little bit right there. I got it started to a nice angle. So let me get the stone all fired up, and I'm going to use the finer stone because I don't want to chunk this thing up any more than it is, and see if I can't at least, let me talk to you over here because this is the angle I'm going to be going at. Let me see. Yep. I normally have a trusty tape measure holding you guys up over here. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. Let's see if we can't at least find a little bit of that area. All right, so we're going to try and get it to that depth so it matches that depth. You see the difference now? It was just right there. You can see how I put this line, and it's so octagonal that didn't even get touched. So let me work on this for a few minutes. I'll come back to you. Hold on. All right, so we're seeing progress. We're seeing progress, and it's going to be hard to tell. Now, these scratches were already there, so if people are looking, you're going to think, "Yeah, Donnie B all day, why are you scratching it up?" Oh, those are there. All right, so you can see that I'm getting an even line all the way to one spot, right? And on the other side, the line is the same size. So now I'm still trying to fight through all these cuts and curves that are in there, and that's where it's happening. But right now it's actually got a really good like axe edge to it right now. It's kind of like a hatchet. So I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see, but it's gonna be hard to tell. But you can see that it's not so octagonal, but it's still heavy to one side. So more grindage. All right, so we are getting to a prettier piece here. You can see how it was all chunked up like it was hit with hammers, right? And now it's getting to be real smooth, which is what you want. You want real smooth. You can see there's still a bunch of dips in there that I'm trying to fight through that are really uneven, but look at how smooth that is. Now before it had like 5 different angles in there, but now we are getting it to a point where we are starting to come to more of a triangle. And you can see that the depth on each side is even now. So now it's about just pushing it more over on this side. So the right side still needs more. I'll go do some more. Man, there's a lot of work. So let me see if I can get that down the pipe. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I know when I look at it, I can actually see it. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it, but who knows. Let's see if I can get it against the shirt background. Now you can see that it's coming together. You can see it comes like this. Now it comes whoop like that, which is what you want to do. And trying to see, yeah, I think you might be able to get a good shot of that edge line coming up right and nice. Now you can see how that looks, how it's really smooth and it's not all bumpy and jagged. That's what you want right there. And here, nice and smooth. So now what I'm going to do is you can notice that there's still a bunch of jagged, bumpy areas right here. I'm going to go over it. First, I'm going to use a file. And hold on a second. All right, so I'm going to use a file. I'm going to put this thing in the vise. And what I will do is, just for the edge, I'm going to begin to file just like this and get out some of those bumps that are stuck in there from. And what happens is when you're grinding on a stone only, and I believe Cowboy C-Bop was using just a stone, right? It's going, you know, and it's bouncing. And every time it bounces, it puts a new chunk, and it takes out different chunks and different pieces that you don't want taken out. So you have to be very careful when you're using a grinding wheel, because if you can't get it smooth, especially if you're using a rough wheel. I didn't touch this with the rough wheel because it would have looked exactly like how it did, and it wouldn't have got any better. But whew, man, it's looking so much better already. But you got to use a grinding, you know, a paper grinder. You know what I mean? And you can just hear that tip grinding off. So what I might have to do is put this against the sander on the edge and just take off the edge completely and restart an edge. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna give it a quick brush real quick. Let's see. Start from the bottom and work my way to the top. Alright, so what I just did is now I dulled it, right? I took off the edge completely off the top. So right now it is dull. But what that did is it took away all those big chunks that were on there, and it's going to allow me to, now I have to go back and do it all over again, but it's going to allow me to go back and start fresh and re-tackle this edge. And that's what I'm going to do. So take away an edge, put back on an edge. That's the way it works sometimes. Hold on. There's a whole lot of this action, Cowboy C-Bop. Over and over and over again. Find the angle. Find the angle. Nice and smooth. Same speed, back and forth. Same angle, back and forth. And I'm not using a jig. This is all by hand. It's all by eye. So if you hear me yell, oh snap, that means I probably messed up. So what that's doing, let's look at that. Alright, look at that. Remember what that thing looked like before? Ooh, dog. So now the edge is more like a nice axe now, you know what I mean? So now I'm gonna go to the secondary. I'm gonna add that in. There we go. All right, let's pause on that for a little bit. Okay, you see how nice that is? So now here's 1, 2, right? Let's buckle my shoe. You can see all that there. And I couldn't get away all the dips. Like there's like a little baby dip right here. Can't get them all out, otherwise I'd be grinding this thing all the way down to a butter knife. But that little guy right there is nothing. Who knows, maybe I can get out a little bit better, but you can see how far below the edge it was. That means when you were banging on the grinding stone, you took a nice chunk out, and that chunk is lower than every other part of this thing. So I'm going to keep hitting it a little bit, and who knows, maybe I can smooth that out a little bit, but I don't want to come down anymore. So, but as of right now, we are looking at a nice round edge that will chop through logs and whatnot. And I'm just going to keep refining it a little bit, and then I will take the polisher to get off all the burrs. So hold on. Okay, so here we go. We got out, well, that big dip was right there, and I pretty much got that out. It took a little while. It was rough getting that thing out, but you can see that this is nice now. It's even. You can see right there. If I look down, I can see more steel in the fat here. But really it was how it was ground before this. There's no way. So what I did is I just made the bevels nice, and I left it heavy on the left side of the blade because I would have to ground down so much of this to get that even. You guys did a number on this blade, brother. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the polishing wheel and I'm going to go over it, and then I'll probably hit it with some ceramic and see if we can't hone it up just a little bit. So stay with me. Okie dokie. So the burrs are gone. It's polished up a bit. All right, you can see all the scratches are still in there. I'm not going to sand out all those scratches. You need those. But here you can see that's a nice clean edge. There's no burrs. I was looking for something I could chop in here. I might have to just bring it outside real quick. And as a matter of fact, let's go do that. Okay, we got a couple seconds of daylight left. Let's get this thing out in the sun. No more big craters in it. Well, aside from those decorative craters, but I'm talking in the edge. Oh, look at, oh, wait. I almost forgot. I'm gonna show you guys when it's completed. But yeah, I added a new antenna. Oh, there we go. I added a new antenna. All right, so that's that. Let's take a walk here into the woodlands. See if we can't find some 1-inch forest trees that need to come down. All right, Cowboy C-Bop. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, I just absolutely missed. Let's do that. Let's do that again. What do you say? Timber. So the edge is definitely going to cut. Trying to do this while I'm holding you guys. Proving a little difficult. All right, so let's see. Let's see right there. Yeah, it's cutting. It's cutting. It's cutting. Now I have to clean it up. But let's see, the edge has 0 damage. It's looking good. And you can see that there is no more giant bumps. Look how smooth that is. That's how it's supposed to be, Cowboy C-Bop. All right, so that's it. The Rambo, let me get my hand out of that strap. Let me get my hand out of that strap. There we go. So the Rambo monster machete is done. Oh, and I rounded out this area here so it's not going to jab your hand anymore. So Cowboy C-Bop, your Rambo is done. Thanks for the stuff, my brother. Oh, there you go. You're a star in my eyes, my man. So I would hope that you're going to have some fun with this. It's much better than how you sent it, but it's good, man. It's good. And if you're going to be using it for collecting, just collect it. If you're going to use it for chopping, well, you can chop. So that's it. Cowboy C-Bop, your blade is done. I am Donnie B all day. Until next knife.